Yes, people. Yes, people. We couldn't go 2 days out with the show without a show. So here we are. As you can see, I've just come back from a religious gathering. So has Sheen. And to be fair to him, traveled to Keighley, back to Manchester. On his way back, I called him. I go, Sheen, we have to do a show. I'm going home. We normally, after these sort of gatherings, we go to one of the lads' house, get a bit of pizza, but it was a good scran today after the gathering. It was a bit of halwa, bit of biryani, and it just hit the spot today. And especially in this cold, we're going home. I don't want to watch much of the day if Liverpool are not playing. And here we are, born and early. I won't call us exactly born and early today, Salah, but better. 4 minutes late. We're going in the right direction. So big up. There's already 84 of you here. So you know what the house rules are. You come in, you take a seat in the chat, and you smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Fireworks, and it was emotional. It was loud at times, but it was passionate as well. Last show, have you calmed down now, Chin?
I'm always calm, man. Asim, this is me normal. You know, it was straight after the game. Look, what you have to understand is after the game, right? Emotions always high. You're always, there's a lot going in your head, and all of the emotion and whatever you're feeling comes out. But obviously a day or two later, you've calmed down. You move on to the next game. You think, you know what, it is what it is, and you move on to the next one. So here we are. How are you? Forget me. You were giving it more than me the other day.
We found a new Ben. That's why.
Bless Ben, man. Big up to Ben.
Ben threw a few jabs.
I think I've been waiting for that moment from Ben for a while.
You know what? I was glad as well. And to be fair, we all said it after the show on backstage. You know what, Ben? We saw a different Ben. I like it. It's good when you see Ben throwing a few jabs.
Yeah. Jabs, you went for uppercuts, man. He went for uppercuts that day.
There's a tall fella, as we all know from our fans. Big up to Ben. I'm sure he'll be watching later. He would be joining us, but I think he's taking his buddy. I'd say buddy because Ben knows what buddy is by now. So he's taking his buddy out for a table for two, I think. Ehsan, what's on your head, Asim?
Well, you had on your head an hour ago.
Exactly. A few comments about the Mank, Luke Littler. A few the lads were watching it.
I can't stand him.
Do you watch a bit of darts, Gene?
Yeah, I can't stand him. Number one, I don't like him because of obviously he's a monk, and I don't know. It's one of them.
Apparently, he's from Warrington, though.
I know, but he's a scum, proper diehard scum fan, innit?
He is.
And I didn't like him. He writes for the other scum paper as well. He gives interviews and stuff like that. So I'm never a fan of him. So F him.
Who's your favorite then?
Look, I used to like Van Gerven, obviously, when he was coming through, but wasn't he Baswiki?
Oh, Junior. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me.
He's gonna kill you for
that. Junior's like he's not the same anymore, man.
I know, man. Yeah, Junior ki tarah karna paisi, man. I had a chat with him because I'm working tomorrow. I can't be on the show.
He's working on a Sunday.
He's got quite a bit. He's got work to do. He's catching up to do. That's what he said. Catching up to do, Asim. So
Stephen Bunting, obviously he's a Scouser, isn't he? But he didn't have a good tournament. But there's the first transfer child. I'll star. But I'm sure we talk about some transfers. I want to ask you, Gene, did you see? And by the way, smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. There's already 200 of you here. It's going to be a quick 30, 40 minutes. As I said in my intro, we couldn't go 2 days without. We normally do a bit of predicted lineup as well. So that's to come as well later in the show. Gene, did you see any comments from McAllister by any chance?
You know what, Asim? It's funny you said that because I actually read a few of them earlier. I'm not going to lie, I've forgotten them.
Okay,
right?
Because
it was interesting because I remember reading him thinking, wow, it's what the crazy thing is what he said about in terms of turnover of players and all that type of stuff. Salah said that at the start of the season,
What do
Salah
you,
said that Salah said at the start of the season he had asked. I don't know if you can remember, but he said Arsenal are favourites for the title
yeah.
because of the turnover of players. We've lost a lot of players, and a lot of the new players are coming in. And obviously McAllister's more or less said the same sort of thing. Obviously the thing is he's found it difficult. Um, Obviously with the change of players, all the um, well, everything around. You have to look at everything, and yeah, look. To be fair, Asim, he's really struggled.
He
Other
does.
players have struggled, but this lad has really struggled. And yeah,
I want to
people.
read it out, Eugene, because there's a few, and then you can give me your thoughts once you hear him back again. McAllister on how he has struggled to maintain momentum this season. So this is an individual question, and he goes, many things changed, as I said. New players came in to replace those who left. We changed too many things, but I prefer to keep it to myself. Before I go on to other quotes from him, do you think we were talking about a bit of a jab from Ben? Do you think that's a bit of a little dig at the manager?
Probably no. It's hard to say a dig at the manager, Asim, but if
We
you
changed too
take a,
many things.
so that's like saying
I
too many
prefer
things.
to keep to myself.
Yeah, that when he's that the last line, Asim, he said, "I prefer to keep them to myself." That can make, for me, he's not happy with with everything that's gone on, but that's no excuse for his performances, if you know what I mean. I get it. I get where he's coming from because there was a lot of changes and everything that happened. But that doesn't mean you put up stinkers week upon week. That doesn't mean you look like flipping you look running at 20% every game. And that's
Who's
my
this?
biggest problem with him. Honestly, Asim, it's not about people can have bad games. People can go through a bad period of form. It happens to most players. You go through a bad period. But this lad has been, he can't run. It's like he stopped running for like for 3 or 4 months.
Yeah,
Completely stopped running, completely stopped playing. And yes, I understand, players have come in. That doesn't mean you forget how to play football.
yeah.
So it probably was a dig at the manager. I get that. But you can't, if somebody like, other Curtis Jones, a few of the players who have played well said that, I get it. That's fine. But this lad completely stopped running. But yeah,
Can you
if starts to
sympathize him?
trouble in the camp, if
Can you
starts to
sympathize with McAllister in any way?
hard to sympathize with him, Asim, with the way he's played. But look, we have to be open and honest with each other, Asim. The guy's been integral to our play for 2 years before this season. Let's be honest. For 2 years, he's been really good. He's been brilliant. He was arguably last season, probably behind Virgil and Salah, probably the best player, Liverpool player, alongside maybe Gravenberg. So you're talking about one of the best players of last season, completely going off the rail, completely not turning up at all. So I get the change bit. That's fine. We did go through a lot of change in terms of turnover of personnel, but that doesn't excuse his performances, because some of his performances have been dog shit. But what do you think? Do you think what it's support Basim in
Yeah.
terms of trouble in the camp? What's your thoughts of trouble in the camp?
Um,
Because when I've seen other players come out like the Allisons, like the Curtis Jones and Van
mm,
Dijks, they're all in on obviously trying to put it right. Yeah,
true,
you can
but
be all in, Asim, but still not be
I,
happy
I'd
with the
like to
manager.
see I'd like to see Curtis Jones's interviews when he's not playing or if he's not playing. It's a lot easier standing there in front of the camera, being very defiant because you're playing and you're rolling your sleeves up and you can have an impact on the game. I'm not saying Curtis Jones is a pussy. No, I like his character. That scout's great and this and that. He's always been like that. And, I applaud him for the way he's handled things on and off the pitch over the last, since he's had a kid, he's been brilliant.
Yeah.
But McAllister, Gene, like if you're not an integral part, even contributing to the team in a really decent manner, then it's very hard to come out and speak like a leader. Let's be honest, because you're pissed off with your personal situation. But I agree with the child. I agree with you that I was trying to play devil's advocate, and I was trying to maybe get you to give him some sort of excuse, and then we can have a lively debate. But you didn't take the bait. But no, I wrote a little monologue on him, as Avi calls them, and you have to provide context. Last year, we had the players to not protect him but facilitate him, and a lot like a lot of things with Trent. Same with Diaz. Same with McAllister. When you lose Diaz, when you lose Nunez, and obviously with the tragic event of Diogo Jota passing away, there's a lot of intensity and energy and legs there. And who did it benefit? The midfielders who didn't have legs. Soba had no problem because he was leading things and he was integral to the press and the energy in Liverpool last season, and he's integral part to Liverpool's energy this season as well. He's got no problem. Curtis Jones has got no problem in covering the ground. But the moment teams change, Gene, where he's a player where if you are in a structure where you're marking space and in zones, and when you got Trent at right back, Verge providing the progression to Ryan Gravenberch, McAllister pulling the strings, and Szoboszlai providing the energy, then Liverpool and Salah having an all-time season, then you've got Diaz as well as on the press, providing the energy and the bite as well. You've got a player who's got the surrounding and the environment to excel in spaces because he had the people around him. Take away Diaz, take away Sobo, take away the progression. And Slaughter's found out that, you know what, there was something to do with fitness issues. But it's January now, it's 2026. We just simply can't give him the benefit of doubt. He's had enough time to get fit. And let's be honest, Slot, he knew this guy was my catalyst. He trusted him. He was one of his favorites in that midfield. And let's make
to be fair, if anything, he's pretty trusted him this season. He's trusted him now. He's trusted him, and every single one of us has been calling for McAllister to be dropped. He's one player that still plays. He's moved positions in a 10. I know it's slightly different, but there's times a couple of weeks ago, me and you were sat here saying he doesn't give us F all going forward. He doesn't give us F all going backwards. So, but he's still playing him.
True. Well, I think with Gakpo's injury, with Wirtz's struggles in the number 10, and then Salah going to the AFCON, and then the way the Liverpool capitulated with 9 losses was it 9 in 12, then Gene, I don't think he had a choice. But the trust has shifted. I must say that. Because he doesn't trust him to be in Curtis Jones' position. If he trusted him like last year, he would play him over Curtis. And he's lost that position. So he doesn't trust him. And then he needed to get Kirkes to be going forward and in his comfortable position. And he doesn't trust him to have the legs to aid the build-up, to be an integral part of the build-up and act as a left-back effectively, and then have the legs to join the second phase and the third phase, which he doesn't. How many times have you seen Curtis Jones start the attack and then have a dribble at the end of the attack as well, because he's got the legs to, and then in on and off the ball as well. So, but the problem now is if he's going to play number 10, he's playing him because he's playing about 5 midfielders, and that's the only reason why he's getting in that team. Salah's gone to AFCON and Frimpong wasn't fit, so it'll be interesting to see which way he goes, because now Frimpong arguably has been our best player in the last game and a half. So you'd think he's going to play. And then number 10 position surely is Szoboszlai. So where does that leave McAllister? On the bench? Or does he think, okay, I need an extra body. It's away from home, and I only did it is because I was at home to Leeds. But for me, if you just finish off, is he doesn't trust him in the Curtis Jones, and he doesn't trust him in the number 10. As in, like, the role that Szoboszlai plays. Because how many times have you seen McAllister instigate or back up the press? He doesn't, because again, he doesn't have the legs to jump and then get back in. So that's why I tweeted about 2 weeks ago that, like, if you're not going to make him aid the build up or press from the number 10, then what's the point?
Yeah, that's fair. But one thing that I will say, and this is one of the most baffling things to me about McAllister, how can you go from being an integral part to this Liverpool team to be absolutely, like, probably the worst player on the pitch? How can you go from that extreme to that extreme within 6 months? And like, a comment here. Look, I'm not. He says he has a friend, but I'm gonna put it up anyway because I have a friend. LFC insider. Big up because I have a friend close to McAllister's family, and he has said multiple times he feels tired and his body is knackered. Is that the reason? Because that can be that. This guy has lost his intensity. This guy has lost his fight. This guy has lost his grit. This guy has lost every single thing
Didn't
about
we
his
give him
game.
an extra month off though, Gene? At the back end of last season.
Yeah, we did. We did.
How many more times does he work one off? He booked annual leave off for an extra month. He's ran out of holidays.
Okay, I'll let you off with that one. Fair. That's fair. That's to be fair. Look, I like him, and I do really, want him to stay. I like him a lot. You know my thoughts on him. But he's just been. But look, if people slot out goes Fabinho 2.0, the guy's 27 years old. He's not 32. You can't lose your legs at 27, man.
I don't know. There is the biggest McAllister fans are saying he's saving himself for the World Cup.
You know what? I've heard a lot of people say that. Right?
Come on, in bloody January, in September, forget January. It's been like this for months.
I know, man.
Alex has a fair point. He did have a hernia operation.
Yeah, look, little things, and then you see the team not playing well. There's new change, new players, all of it. And you start to put everything together, but that still doesn't give him an excuse to just not play football, because his performance have been like really bad, and that's coming from me, man, who's his biggest fan. And I always defended him when you guys were saying Sadio doesn't have the legs, he can't cover ground. I was the one that always defended him. And to the point where I had arguments with you guys. Avi was saying that he should be sold in the summer of 2026 because he's got 2 years left on his contract and it's time to cash in and bring in a different type of midfielder. And I do think that is a possibility that might happen, even more so now with his quotes that come out today. It doesn't seem like he's fully happy, does it?
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. I just think he's been a victim. Obviously, we just talked about the context about integral parts of the Liverpool team missing and leaving at the end of the summer, which affected him, relationships, partnerships, all that sort of stuff. Someone like Kanate is missing Trent. We talked about it earlier in the season. But I think generally speaking, at least Kanate he's got the physicality. He's good in the air. He's never going to get done out of physical through the physicality of the Premier League. There's other problems with Kanate, but physicality is not his issue. Yes, injury, but once he's fit, you won't say, look, he struggles physically. No. But Allister, I think he's been a victim of where this Premier League is going right now, Gene. That's the crux. And especially how teams are facing up against us since the back end of last season, going man to man. When you go man to man, the increased involvement of duels and natural physicality on an individual sense, the need increases. And unless you're like, Zuba Mendy, you'd say, look, he doesn't have the thing, but he's got the physicality around him as well. He's got the environment to excel.
I get that.
He's better at resisting the press. But how many times have I said, McAllister, the opposite. He likes to feel contact. He likes to feel it. And he gets in trouble with it. So I think until this season goes, unless we get some big lads who are really good off the ball, then we get control in a good sense. We can pin attacks, and then the environment. How many times in the last season where he was outside of the box, he's got a really good shot. Spurs, Fulham. I think even though we lost that game, Real Madrid last season. And there's a few headers as well from him. He crashed the box many times, but you can't crash the box because at the moment, the way Liverpool, if they do commit too many people, they just don't simply have the legs. The moment we lose the ball, and I think there's a real imbalance in the team. But Gene, he's just fell off a cliff, man.
This is why I find it crazy. He's one player from this Liverpool team that I'm just struggling with. Like, I'm struggling to get into grips with how he's been playing. It just doesn't make sense. It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense, if you know what I mean. because he, and I know obviously you mentioned that it doesn't mean misses the physicality, the runners around him. I get that, and of course that's going to hamper your play. But that doesn't mean you stop running. That doesn't mean you become 5% of the player. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, there's a lot of comments on there about Adam Wharton. I think there's some reports coming out about Wharton. That he's available, that Palace are trying to get him to sign for 65 million. Sorry, get him to sign a new contract so they can get more for him in the summer. If he doesn't sign, he's probably going to be available around the 65 million pound mark. They were reports I've seen. I don't know how true they are.
Say that
It's an
again,
interesting
Say
one.
that again.
Palace are trying to get him to sign a new contract,
Right.
so they can sell him for a lot of money in the next 18 months. Yeah.
And how many months has he got left on his contract?
I don't know exactly what he's on, but if he doesn't sign his contract, that they're probably gonna have to let him go in the summer for around 65 million pounds.
Contract expiry, Gene, is 2029.
Yeah, so that's 3 years.
So why do they want him thingy?
Because I think they want to tie him down because they're gonna get a lot more money.
They'll get a lot more money now. Gene, he's got bloody 3 years left.
Yeah, 3 years on his contract. Yeah, but they're not gonna if they're gonna ask for 100 million, they're not gonna get it. No one's paying that money.
What if Man United at the table, City at the table,
Gentlemen
Liverpool at the
agreement,
table?
they're saying. I don't think no one's paying 100 million, Asim.
No, I don't think so.
So that's the way it is.
65 million
pound. You bite where you bite the hand off. You go and sign
65
that player.
million pounds. I really like Wharton, Gene, and there's definite concrete interest from Liverpool. I know that for sure, but there's concrete interest in Anderson as well.
I think Anderson goes to City or United.
Baleba's name has come up again, hasn't it?
Baleba will go to. This is why I think Baleba, United, Anderson, City, Liverpool, Wharton. If you were to say to me them three, what would happen? I would say that was. Although look, Wharton's been my biggest shout. I think we will probably end up with him.
Would you take that right now?
What?
Wharton, Liverpool, Anderson, City, Baleba, Man United.
I want Anderson though, man. I think Anderson fits. Look, I've said it so many times now. It's not about buying better players. It's all about the system. It's all about which player is going to improve your world-class players. So right now, I think there is more of a need, and I think you agreed from what I can remember, there is more of a need for Anderson over Wharton, if we're honest.
Oh yeah, I agree. Anderson ticks more boxes, but I think what Liverpool missing as well is the passing range of Wharton. That is elite. That
he's got a really different level.
Yeah.
Compared that to anybody of the other three, the other two are actually nowhere near.
Well, Anderson's not a bad passer though, as well.
Anderson's decent passer. Anderson is probably 7 out of 10 in everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most things. Yeah, that's what he's got everything to his game. I like Baleba. I think Baleba's stagnated a little bit. Probably does need a move. But Wharton's passing, man. Yeah, this first time passing Asim is a different level. I said throw 100 million pounds at him 18 months ago, because you could see that this guy is going to go to the top. Obviously, at that time we were crying out for a midfielder, and I was basically saying whatever it takes. But Wharton, man, I look, you take either. But if I had a choice between them two right now, probably go Anderson because of more of a need. But I love Wharton.
What I would say about Wharton, look, I'll probably take that right now, even though if I'm really honest, where the league is going, I'd choose Anderson. I think Wharton's probably got a higher ceiling where the league is going right now. And the other point I want to make is, can Wharton and Wirtz play in the same midfield over the course of a season?
That's a fair point.
If Wharton comes, can we play Wirtz as well in the 10?
That's a fair point. Fair comment. Fair question.
There'll be
Do you
plenty of good
question to
football.
no,
No
no.
doubt
Let's
about
ask
that.
let's ask if you had a midfield three and only okay, if you had a midfield three now, if you had a midfield and you could bring in one midfielder and it was Wharton. So you're saying Wharton? Who are your three then?
That would
Wharton,
be it'd be
Wirtz.
Sabosla, Wharton, Wirtz on the left of the midfield three, and Saboslai.
I don't think that works.
You'd see plenty of good passes into Wirtz. I'll
Bro,
give you
off the
that.
ball, I'm worried about, bro. Off the ball, bro. It's only pental,
Yeah. So that would be the three.
this is why I think most of us, even though we love Wharton, Jones, Wirtz. Nah, man. I need physicality, bro.
Wharton, who?
Somebody saying Wharton, Sorbo, Wirtz, Dom goes Wharton, Jones, Wirtz.
Where does Saboslai play then?
This is what I'm saying. Anderson, Wirtz, Sorbo. That works.
Anderson,
Sorbo,
Wirtz.
Wirtz. That works better for me.
But what I will also say, the thing is, that's the thing, because you've got some really good footballers in Gravenberg, Curtis, and in Saboslai. But in my opinion, from what I've seen in Anderson, I think Anderson's a double pivot player.
Yes.
Wharton, because he's he's got a better range of passing, that left foot, different type of dynamic. I think he can play there. Obviously, double pivot, he can do that as well. But I think Anderson's a more of a double pivot player from what I've seen of him. Can he control a midfield in a 4-3-3? I'm not so sure. Maybe I need to see
Wharton
more.
can, though. Wharton can control the midfield.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
I'll give him that.
But it's an interesting thing, isn't it? And it's interesting where this will go, especially over the next, especially when this gets into the summer, because them three are going to leave. But you are right. People are saying, good luck dealing with Maranakis trying to get Anderson out, because he's going to take your pants down. I think Baleba will go. He gave them the extra year that Brighton wanted from him, so he gave him that year, so he'll leave. And Wharton, I think it's time. I think he will leave this summer. This year they were in Europe, TK fine. Then it feels like they're not going to get Europe this time around.
Yeah.
It's time for it to move.
It also depends what, like I was saying, Liverpool's transfer policy depends on how the manager feels. Let's say come next summer, Isak's back fit, up and running, comes back a bit early around March time, gets a good back end of the season, gets a good pre-season in. We see the Isak of Newcastle, Ekatike, and you bring in someone like Wharton, but you stick with four midfielders and you stick with, two fullbacks providing the width, and then the two big lads up front. Then you can maybe play a Wharton, you can play Saboslai on the right of the diamond, you can play Gravenberg or Curtis, and then you can play Wirtz. That could work. That could work, but it depends. But after seeing 90 minutes against the Leeds, we're crying out for wingers, Gene. We're crying out for wingers.
I know we are, bro. I know we are. If people think that our forward line of Ekatike, Isak, and Wirtz is really gonna work to a T, I'm struggling to see it, and I think we're gonna still struggle. I think we need wingers. We need pacey wingers in this team, and this is one thing that we've all been crying out for the last year and a half. Even when we had Diaz and Gakpo, I was still crying out for pace. I was crying out for pace when we had bloody Diaz and Salah. Yeah. Imagine now what I'm crying out for now. We need wingers, bro. We need runners. We need players who are gonna run their flipping socks off. That is gonna allow our world-class players to start playing, because it's gonna stretch the opposition's defense. They can run in behind. We need to bring players in on that in that sort of area.
Okay, let's go through some super chats. We got some through. LFC Insider, big up. Thanks for sending this through. He says, I know things within the LFC. I'm not here to lie. I like it. We've got.
I hope you get everything right, mate.
Did you do any digging up on the centre back, Asim? I did. I'll come to that Ordonez situation shortly before we do the predicted lineup. And was there another super chat? No. Let me just quickly go through McAllister's comments, Gene. He might have come out with something else as well. He went on to say, personally, without the team, I am nothing. And I feel like we all need to get better and think about the next guy next to me. Okay, I don't need to discuss that. And then he talks about the goals, about being Champions League and we're still in it and all that sort of stuff. But that was the interesting point. I think it just caught my attention in regards to there's been a lot of changes, but I prefer not to speak. And then people started comparing it to him, and it wasn't as sort of passionate and disclosing as the Salah rant. But people started saying, "Look, this is another player that's not happy." But let's be honest, Gene. As much as I think of Salah, and what you thought of McAllister in previous years, in the hope that he does come back, the player that we saw last year, even though I think, if I'm really honest with you, I don't think we see that McAllister of last year. In all honesty, as great as he was, Gene, I think his profile deficiencies were masked by a lot of players.
You fucking said all this shit to me last year. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that.
I'm vindicated now.
Why are you vindicated?
Because he just
Well,
it's a bit like Gakpo. It's a bit like
half
Gakpo.
the team. It's half of the team's fucking falling off a cliff. It's not just him.
But it's a bit like Gakpo, Gene.
I think half of the team has fallen off a cliff. Okay, him more than most. I'll be honest. I'll give you that. Him more than everybody else. But all of them have bloody gone.
Yeah.
No, it goes this.
Anjay, come in, Avi, if you got 5-10 minutes.
Half of the team are falling off a cliff. It's not just him. But I have to say, he's fallen off the cliff. Probably, he had a harder fall than the rest of them. I can accept that. But you can't say, his.
Is it fair enough to say McAllister?
You better not take the piss. Look, I'm
overrated.
Because I'm not going to take any disrespect from last season.
Is McAllister overrated?
You can go for him this season. I'm fine with that. You can go for him this season. Give him shit. Tika, I'll take that all day long.
Is he overrated?
Shut the fuck up, overrated. Guys, how is he overrated? He was brilliant for 2 seasons when he was with us, man. How can you say he's overrated? All of us were flipping saying to us, McAllister's unbelievable. What a player, this, that, last season. And now, this is what I don't like about fans. And that includes fucking people on the chat. How can you say he was overrated? He was arguably our best players last season.
Look at the chat.
It's recency bias.
Okay, valid.
Half of the chat was saying, Salah ki kaddo. Recency bias.
But there's a lot more backing. There's a lot more backing for Salah in the chat than that.
Of course, because he's got 9 years on him. 9 years behind his belt. He's got 9 years behind his belt. That's what it is.
It's a good timing.
Assalamu alaikum, boys. Assalamu alaikum.
Anjay,
Asim, you look as if you've come from some koi shadi, koi religious ceremony.
Shadi? No, man, it's not Shermani. It's bloody cold in Abu Zahra, man.
TK. Everything's good. Look, I don't want to
sound a lot better, Avi.
Oh, much better, man. Today I got some proper food, innit? Like homely food. None of this cruise ship buffets or restaurants. Now I saying that I've got kang hogi here. Look,
I mean, is Alexis McAllister overrated?
No. Look,
otherwise, me and him are having a fight today. Ya Allah.
Look, he's not overrated.
Can we rewind?
No, Avi, thank you very much. But come in.
He's not overrated. Look, he is on his day a world-class performer. Look what he's done. He's played for Argentina at the highest levels, won Copa Americas, World Cups, Premier League titles. The first 2.5, 3 years, Asim, he's been an absolute brilliant player. Unfortunately, look, you had said against tougher teams, bigger teams, against the elite, has he got the legs? We know that he struggles in the big games. And look, I said, look, the way the Premier League is going, PMP, pace and power, that's what I want in my midfield. Even if it has to be boring-esque, I want it to be that, because right now that's where the Premier League is headed. Look, I get Declan Rice scored a couple of goals today and he's showing a bit of flair, but look at the players that he surrounded himself with. McAllister, and the way he came out today, look, there's nothing wrong with what he said either. Look, everyone is out of form. Gakpo's been out of form. Salah's been in and out of form. Van Dijk's been in and out of form. Konate's been out of form. Kirk is integrating. Allison, Allison's had some dodgy moments this season. So look, we can't
But
just say
Avi, the difference between Allison, Van Dijk, Kanate, they're all individual bozo moments. There's nothing to do with profile.
and McAllister on the whole has struggled. Yeah, on the whole, he has struggled.
You see the difference?
Yeah, but Asim, look, he has played in bits and pieces. I look at that week when we played Villa and Real Madrid. He was one of our best players. And I know it's only a week. I know it was only a couple of games. He has struggled, no doubt about it. He has struggled. And look, I said I don't expect him to be at Liverpool this summer. But you put him in a Real Madrid team. You put him in Italy, anywhere. Juventus, Inter Milan, and Napoli, a top team in Italy. He's the best midfielder in that league.
Avi,
Arguably,
here's a question for you then. Do you think this player in McAllister has felt the effects of playing under Klopp for 2 years?
1 year under Klopp he played.
Is it
no,
1 year?
2 years. 2 years.
One-
2 years.
one-
One year.
Okay.
Oh shit! This is his third season only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
1 season.
No.
Felt like
No. Asim, I just
Okay.
think the Premier League in the last 18 months, it's gone a direction where it doesn't suit his game. But you put him in Spain, you put him in Italy, and he's the best player in that league. He's the best midfielder in that league. He's alongside the Barellas and Goisho in not okay. Pedri's an elite, but he's amongst those echelons in Spain and Germany. Unfortunately, in this league, it's kind of surpassed him.
Actually, you know what? It's probably worse.
Okay, Gene.
He goes, Alex goes 2 years deserving madness, 2 years, 1 year of Klopp and 1 year of Slot.
Okay, Gene, here's a question for you then. If you don't think he's overrated, if you think there's context and he's not the only player that's fell off a cliff and the structure is not suited him, that's fine. If you believe in him so much, then in that midfield that we were talking about 5 minutes ago, the Andersons, the Whartons, me or you haven't mentioned him, McAllister in the midfield.
Yeah, and we know. I know we haven't.
So
I
if
said,
you
look,
got
it comes to
Anderson then,
no.
and you're adding legs, why are you not putting McAllister in the midfield then?
Okay, hear me out. Look,
Okay.
Asim, there comes a time and he's 27. The question was overrated. I don't think he's overrated, but I think there's certain players, like Avi mentioned.
No. Who said he's overrated first and foremost?
I
No,
asked
no.
the question. I asked the question.
Is he?
Asim Yara, look what he's done the last 3-4 years in football. in
Avi,
general.
Avi,
He's been an
achievement-
integral part of one of the greatest Argentina teams. Integral part, not just a bit part player. He's been an integral part. He's been an integral part in our Premier League title win last season. Asim,
Come on, as the host, look, I have to play devil's advocate at
no,
times.
but there's
I'm not
there's
I
playing devil's
admit that.
advocate, and then there's playing a plum, and that's what you look like first and foremost today. But there's also a role of playing the plum,
Because you
and
look
that's
like a first and
that-
foremost.
that's the role that you're playing today. It's a plum role.
That's racial hatred there. I'm going to sue you.
No, you look like a plum in general, man. I said not because of today, man.
Religious hatred, I should say, not racial
No,
hatred.
no.
Actually, both.
Listen, saying that I will be, I'm going to be
Oh,
proud when
look,
I'm.
Vicky's here.
No, to be fair to Vicky, Vicky's been calling this for a while.
He has.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah,
Okay, Gina, can I ask you a question? Gina, can I
Go on.
ask you a question? Because you
Yes,
got
you
a
can.
couple of, you got a few years on me and Asim, respectfully. Did you think one Sebastian Veron was a world-class midfielder?
Before United.
No, regardless of his stint at United.
I think
thought
he
before-
I think he was.
I thought before United,
Yeah,
he was
he
unbelievable.
yeah, for
I
Parma,
mean,
for
before
Lazio.
United, he was unbelievable.
Yes. Sometimes a certain league does just not match the criteria of that player. Veron was bringing Veron, and who else did they bring in that
What's
summer?
Veron got to do with McAllister?
Of
Avi?
course,
He's played the Premier
McAllister,
League for 3 years,
you're
he's
telling
brilliant.
me he's just won the World Cup. He's won Premier League titles. So why are you bringing Veron? McAllister in your so
Veron also won the
according
Premier
to
League title. Veron also won the Premier League title, but he wasn't integral.
integral, was it?
Yeah, he wasn't
But-
integral, was he?
Integral.
All I'm saying is, look, he's been here for 2 years, McAllister. 4 years, you can include the stint at Brighton. But the Premier League, the way it's headed, and at the time where the Premier League was where under Fergie and Veron, it just didn't suit him. But if you look at Veron at United in the European games, he was the best player in Europe.
It's a bit slow.
But in the
He
Premier
was
League,
brilliant last year. So it's not like McAllister wasn't good. He was arguably our third best player of the season last year. arguably after Van Dijk and Salah, some will say Gravenberch and some will say McAllister. If we're honest, they were the top 4 of Liverpool players last season without a shadow of a doubt. So it's not like he was integral to the. Of course he was. Of course he was integral last year. McAllister was integral to Liverpool last season. He was brilliant.
And that's
This season,
he lost.
there comes a time. There comes a time. I say, we think he's given us 3 years.
So
It's time. Is it time? You know what? He's one of them. There's players, Asim, that you think if a Real Madrid, he's not a world class player in the sense of you can't live without him. If you know what I mean.
No, but you've called him a what? You've called him a what?
I did. I mean, because I love the player. I thought it was unbelievable. But there's been a crazy drop off.
but
There's
but
been a crazy drop off, and the drop off isn't
Okay,
10
okay,
games.
What I call a world class player is, for me, a world class player on general terms is you are the integral part of the team, and then you provide facilitators around you, like Mohamed Salah, a world class player, Virgil van Dijk. You take them out, you lose 3-4 world class traits. McAllister and Gakpo, I'm going to use Gakpo's example, but I feel like his deficiencies were masked with the likes of Diaz away from home, in terms of output and creativity from Salah on the other side. Take those traits away from the team, then if you're calling McAllister and Gakpo, I'm not saying you call Gakpo, but I'm using the example. If you're calling those set of players world class, then it's the onus is on them to provide the elite level, and they've been found wanted. Sorry, you're on mute. You're on mute.
So Salah's been found wanting this season.
Yeah, but
Asim, if you look, if you talk about numbers, hold on, let me land. I don't talk all day. I don't talk all day, and then when I come,
No, but
if you're going to talk about numbers,
Avi,
if you're going to talk about numbers, Asim, you're talking about drastic fall off from McAllister. Salah's numbers have been that's been a capitulation compared to last season. No, don't back it. No, do not come. No.
Avi, look,
Asim, that's not how you work. That's not how you work. Asim, do not try that narrative now. If you're talking, you were just talking about isolation, that he's fallen off drastically. Then if you compare Salah's numbers, those have fallen off drastically too.
Salah when Mane went and Bobby
Be
went.
fair, sabr karo a little bit. Sabr karo.
No. Salah produced an all-timer season without Bobby and without Mane. So you can't say you take Bobby out of the team and you take Thingy out of the team. Obviously, he's lost Trent. He's lost his service. But Salah at the age of 34 was probably not in a position to lose Trent. Because obviously he's not the dynamic Salah to make up for the progression that he was receiving behind him. He's just not that player anymore. There is context. I give.
Okay, give context then. You were so thingy to say do this when the shit hits the fan, and with world class players. Though nobody this season, nobody's done it.
No, my point is
okay,
you could never call McAllister world class. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, fine. You don't have to call him world class. All right, maybe you know what? If that's the case, I was probably I thought there was a time when I thought McAllister was close to world class. Then, take it, fine, no problem. I've got no issue with that. But when you say you call people this world class where they make others play, nobody's doing it for us this season.
No, that's a fair point.
In our team,
that's a fair point.
Came in, did nothing. Alexander Isak came and took him out of the team. There's an Ekatike. Nobody's done anything. So let's not just pin. All I'm saying is let's not pin it on Alexis McAllister, because we know he's been shit this season. We all know that. But fucking 95% of our football teams been shit. So I'm just want to provide context. Look. I'm his fan, so I'm going to try to obviously defend him as much as I can, even though I've got no legs to stand on this year, because let's face it, he's been shit. But it is what it is.
It is wise. Avi, Lad.781, big up for the super chat. He says, he's Lo Celso with PR plus McTominay.
No, see, that's when people are just like being, idiots. To be honest with you, super chats. We all welcome super chats, but let's make some sense. He's not a Giovanni Lo Celso. Look, McAllister, I would never say he's world class, but he's been close. He's been close to being. And look, if he does stay, hopefully, look, if we surround the right players and Slot somehow turns this round, he can recapture that form. But you can tell, look, the South American influence has gone missing from him. Look, Darwin Nunes went, Diaz, obviously, look, the Jota stuff. It's had an impact on all the players. But his form, yeah, it's unfortunately he's just not. He's only shown us bits, and those bits are, like I said, I alluded to that week when we played Villa and Real Madrid, Asim, where we saw the old McAllister, but then he's gone back to his shell again, hasn't he?
Yeah, 100%. And look, people are saying, look, Asim, you've got your favorites and this and that. Look, honestly, I don't have my favorites. I try to be consistent with that. I do a lot of profile type of performance type of profile analysis. And look, and when Gakpo was performing, I had output. I got a lot of abuse last season because he was performing. And look, I was happy he was performing because he was scoring goals for Liverpool and we won the title. But I still stand by that statement. When a lot of people took that statement out, they took it literally. And that's why it just went a bit viral, because I said Gakpo is a really good player, but he's not the type of player that wins you the league. Now, when Liverpool won the league, people started going retweeting that tweet. Avi was teasing me on Twitter and on the show as well, even though I think it was out of mainly out of jest. But people took it literally. What I meant, what that is, it's a general footballing term, but not in a footballing term. It's a sporting term where you think someone's a really good player, but is he going to win you the league? Do I mean is he going to have a medal around his neck? No. What I mean is he going to carry you to the league? And I always maintain that he's a good player. He's a Liverpool squad player, but take. And then when you get a drop off in Salah, when so many things happen that we know happened in the summer, then you want your number one winger in Gakpo, who's got 17 goals, to carry the team a bit. That's what I call a player going from a good player to a world class player. But I just feel like McAllister, Gakpo, and look, even Diaz, is he a world class player? No. I don't think he's a world-class player.
No, Diaz wasn't world-class, but he was European class, you can say.
Of course. But I think...
No, world-class, yeah, look, in our time
world-class and top class. Diaz was top class.
Look, back in the 90s...
I don't think that was top class.
Back in the 90s... and
McAllister, okay, do you think McAllister's top class?
Last year, I think he was top class,
Okay,
to be fair to
no,
him.
McAllister, look, how can McAllister not be top class when he's played for the Argentina team, World Cup, and played every game, won the World Cup there, the final alone provides the assist for Di Maria, and then last season he was an integral part of the title-winning team. So you can't say McAllister's not, he's not a good footballer or he's not a class footballer. He is a class performer, but he's not world-class. Guys, you know what it is? In the late 90s, Asim, look, we've watched football for a long, long time. During the 90s and early 2000s, there were very rare world-class players. We'd only name like a R9 or like players of that echelon were world-class. Nowadays, that word is being bandied about. Uttar, Mateus Mane now, Wolves. Oh, he's going to be world-class. After like 2 games. He's going to be a world-class player in a couple of years. That word just gets bandied about for no reason.
Yeah, no, I get that.
The novelty of that word has worn off.
Yeah, I get that. It's overused as well. I get what you're saying. Another super chat from Elad. My midfield options: Camavinga, Anderson, and Kamara. There's a lot of quality in that quartet.
If we could get 2 out of that 4, first class.
I agree. 2 out of them.
Do you think we get 2 out of 4?
I would want Buadi and Camavinga out of those 4.
Do you think we're gonna get 2 out of 4 out of them?
1 out of 4 would be lovely. 2 out of 4 would be ecstatic.
Gene?
We ain't getting 2 out of 4 of them. We'll get one of them.
Out of all those 4, I don't think Liverpool signed anyone.
Yeah.
Chutti karo.
Chutti karo. Okay, shall we go to tomorrow and then we'll talk a bit about Ordonez as well. Maybe Avi's bumped into a few South American ITKs on his cruise on the way back to San Francisco. Avi, Fulham tomorrow. It's not going to be easy.
No, and look, I think last season we lost, wasn't it? I know the title was wrapped up last season, but lost there last season. I think the season before that under Klopp. I think, did we win that 2-1 or 3-1? I'm not sure. But yeah, look, Craven Cottage is always kind of uglyish game. Marco Silva, they got a tune, but they're missing some players. You know, obviously gone to the Afcon, but Raul Jimenez has had a good season. Harry Wilson's having a brilliant season for them, ex Liverpool. They've got players, obviously Harrison Reed, you know, good midfielder. Tom Kenny. They've got players in and around that team that can cause damage. But look, a trip away to London, especially the form that we're in, and I say that having been unbeaten in 8. But yeah, Asim, it's one of those games where we will pick Nato and Nassau 1-0. It's going to be an ugly where we lose 2-1 or a 2-0. But I've got a good feeling. To be honest, I've said it for a long time. I've got a good feeling for Emirates on Thursday anyway. But I think these 2 London trips, I've got a good feeling.
The last 3 games, Asim, Avi has come on here giving us AOC, 3-0, 2-0, this, that. Chanklaya in all the games. We've just about won a couple and drew one. So every game that he goes into, he's confident. He's just talking shit.
No, that's not. I'm not going to predict. I'm not going to predict.
I'll be honest with you. I'm shitting bricks for tomorrow.
No,
I
I'm
think
not
they're going to
shitting
beat us. But I will always back my team, so I'm going to go for a draw.
No, they're missing. Look, Ayobi's been one of their best players this
Avi, they
season.
played 4
He's
games.
an Afcon.
They've won
Bassi,
3, drawn 1 of them.
oh, yeah, Bassi's been in Afcon as well. Come on. Have a bit of faith. We're unbeaten in 8. We're unbeaten. We're unbeaten. We're unbeaten in
games. They've won 3 and draw 1.
Yeah, and we're unbeaten in 8 as well.
Oh, yeah, please.
You know, tomorrow, Sanderberg and Lukic is a physical.
He's actually a good player. That Sasa Lukic.
You know what? Oh, they've got bare players injured.
Is Lukic and Burge played last game against Palace? Did he get injured? Maybe the chat can confirm.
I like that Kevin as well for Fulham. Someone's put it in the chat as well.
Last match, Kevin started.
And Burge played. I think he came off though.
Who? Lukic.
And the Burge.
Height and physicality, you know. Remember when we were linked with Sanderberg? Klopp liked him, you know.
Sheffield United, yeah.
He liked him.
He's an industrious player, isn't he? He gets busy.
Decent player, to be fair. Decent player. And then Antoine Robinson and Tete.
Yeah, Tete. We were linked with Tete as well. The Dutch. Is it Tete or Tete?
You know, how we behave, man. Come on, there's kids watching. There's 363 people in the chat.
It's Ted. Yeah. It's Ted. It's Ted. His name's not Tete. It's Ted.
It is not Ted, you know. It's Tete.
Sorry.
Avi, question 3 and to the panel as well.
We are the panel. We are the panel.
Sorry. Question to you 3 and the chat. Yeah. Obviously, the thing is winger to start. Does Cody Gakpo start tomorrow?
Oh, please.
Paul Karo.
Okay, let's do a poll. I need to log in.
You know what? I would love. You know what? If Slot wants to get away from that weak tag, I think Asim's called him that, and that's being the word that's.
He addressed himself, not me.
You know what? If he wanted to be a bit adventurous, yeah. If he had a bit of balls about him, he would play Rio tomorrow. From the left. I know it's. I know he won't. I know he won't.
Yeah, it's a away fixture, and you're asking for him to start. Yeah, please.
Okay, let's go to the team, boys. Let's go to the team. Ali net.
Khalid, it's not Joshua King, but that King player is good for them.
It's Cody.
I don't think it's King, the Joshua King for them.
Okay, boys. Let's go.
Wait, actually, no. I go. Does Slot start Cody Gakpo tomorrow?
Does Slot start? Whilst you're doing that, Avi, let's go through the team. Let's get the guarantees out of the way. Verge is playing. Ali's playing. Kanate is playing. I think Kirkes plays tomorrow.
100% has to come back in yet.
Okay. So then who are we going at right back, lads?
He's got to go with Frimpong on right back.
After
Bradley, Shadley, no, yeah, no. Frimpong, I will still say Frimpong is much better coming from deeper positions.
Okay, who do you think Slot goes for though? That's the way we pick the team.
I think you'll go with Bradley tomorrow on the right. No, Frimpong on the right.
Right back position.
He wants him at right back, yeah. So you think Slot is going with
Your away fixture, he's gonna go tomorrow and play Frimpong at right back, Kirkes at left back, and Gakpo as well.
I've not said Gakpo.
No, but okay. So if you want Frimpong, who's gonna be your forward line? If you've already got Frimpong at right back.
Sabr karo, let's look at the midfield area. Asim, you tell us what you think.
I think. Wait on. I think Frimpong starts at right back tomorrow.
Anjay, very good, very good.
Why?
Because I think Soboslai. I don't think Wirtz plays tomorrow.
Oh,
So you
bro.
think he's playing Gakpo left wing, Soboslai right wing, and who's the midfield? So who's your 10 tomorrow? McAllister.
Yeah. That's I think how he's gonna play.
So
With
let's go.
Soboslai coming inside. and then
Forward
Frim-
line tomorrow is going to be Gakpo, Ekatike, McAllister, and Soboslai.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Watch the game yourselves. I ain't doing no fucking watch along. I'm telling you now. Fuck that. I ain't doing no fucking watch along, mate. Fucking, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna be asleep watching that forward line.
Well,
Come on,
what would you?
I am
What would you want?
fucking taking the piss.
What would you want?
McAllister, Gakpo, Ekatike, and Thomas Soboslai in your fucking forward line. You're having a fucking laugh.
Well,
mean,
what
fucking
are
laugh.
the other choices?
We gotta play at least Frimpong right wing, at least some base.
But Sobo's gonna go on
Top
the
play
inside.
10.
Well,
We got no runners.
What would you? What would your team be? Tell
Look,
me.
If I've played Bradley right back, Frimpong's right winger. And another thing I don't understand is man just had a man of the match performance, yeah, in his last game, and we want to fucking take him out of that position. Klaus, you know?
That's a fair point.
He had a decent game, so why are we moving him?
I think Wirtz starts tomorrow.
At least play him, and then him
And
and
the only
Soboslai.
reason, the only reason I didn't, sorry, Gene, the only reason I don't think Wirtz plays is because the manager talked about his hamstring issue. I don't think he was fit last game as well. And we've got another tough fixture in one of them.
Oh, yeah,
I
Wirtz
can't
was
see
fine. The first 30 minutes, he was fine.
But
There's no bullshit. He
he
dropped off a level in the second half. Nothing more than that.
Jello. I can't see Wirtz playing one of the games, whether it's Fulham away or Arsenal away. I just can't see it.
Yeah, I get that because look, in the
That's
Bundesliga,
fine.
he would have 2-3
I'm okay
weeks
with
off.
that. If Wirtz needs to miss a game, I would rather him miss Fulham, if I'm honest, than miss thingy. But you can't have fucking McAllister in the 10, Gakpo just coming back from injury, and Soboslai on the right. You're bloody mental.
Because like, you know, when I that screams no creativity at all. Not one
But-
that can.
but-
I mean, I know
but
McAllister can unlock a pass, but the form that he's in, Pulido, that's all.
I just don't see. Gene says makes a good point.
And when will Ekatike get rested then? If we're talking about Wirtz getting rested, and in the Bundesliga he gets 3 weeks off usually in previous seasons, where does Ekatike's rest come in?
We'll
Because
take
surely
him off.
Ekatike will break. He'll break down in the next 2-3 weeks.
No, he'll just get tired at 70th minute, so he'll go off with cramp.
Asking for Rio, guys, look, yeah, as much as I want him to start, I do want him to start soon, but I want him to start out in a home game, not an away game, if I'm honest.
What difference does that
having
make?
a few other players playing Barnsley, playing them, give him a few games then.
Oh,
I
Gene, if
want
he's
Rio to
good
start.
enough, he's old enough.
But he's not starting Rio over his son. So please, you know that better than me. Yeah, so why are we saying Rio over Gakpo? It's not happening. So relax. You all know he's not starting Rio over Gakpo. So it's like me saying, I want Chiesa to play. Not playing. Yeah, he wasn't great that game, but he's still not going to play. So sometimes there's no point asking for something that's not going to happen. Yeah, Halat says, give Rio 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, he might get that. Fine. I get that. I'm okay with that.
I think it's gonna be an ugly game anyway. I
Alex,
think
no, I'm not getting mad.
I-
I'm just telling you. I'm just James. I'm not getting mad. I'm just saying. I want him to start more than anyone.
yeah, let's have some manners. Come on, Gene.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, that's the predicted team anyway. Let's see what he does. Jean Ordonez, Liverpool side is keeping hush hush. I've tried to do some digging over the last 2 days. Liverpool side are keeping very, very hush. But I've got a sneaky feeling there's something happening. I've got a
Versus me.
sneaky-
Gene, he's as worse as me.
Avi's
He's-
fucking bombers and you're sneaky.
He's got a bit of chibatitis. That's what he's got. A bit of
feelings.
chibatitis.
Oh, now Avi, it's gone from feelings to sneaky feelings.
Yeah, obviously
Sneaky.
that's a level below. Just like your 3 out of 10. That's my
I'm-
3 out of 10.
I say as it is. I was honest.
I'm being honest as well.
Look, I want Ordonez badly. I want him to come. I think he's a brilliant centre back. I think he'll be a brilliant player for Liverpool, and especially in years to come. Do I think we'll do a deal in January? That day, last show, I think it was. I said yes, but seems like it's gone all quiet on that front, and it's looking like it might be a difficult one. But Avi's got the sources, isn't it? Avi, tell us.
I don't know. I really don't know about I think we're gonna do business, but I don't know whether Ordonez is that guy. I mean, Ecuadorian reports were suggesting that Liverpool were in the last few hours of negotiating a deal with Club Bruges. But again, I will put it out there. We get him. He's 21 years old. You are not gonna thrust him into this first 11 straight away, Asim. He's still gonna go with Konate and Van Dijk.
Yeah.
So for me,
But
Gay is the
what
obvious
do you
one that we
expect?
need. Yeah, I know. But that's why Gay for me should be the priority, and give him the ultimatum. Like, listen, either you're coming in January or in summer. We're gonna look elsewhere, mate, because we've had enough of your pastor behavior. Like, all right, fair enough, he's a man of faith, but honestly, it's getting ridiculous now. Like, he knows his manager Olivier Glasner is not gonna be there anyway. His manager's not going to be there anyway.
Why
At the end of summer.
Why are you having to go at Mark Gay?
Do you think Gene?
I haven't done anything wrong here, and this guy sat here giving Mark
Gene,
Gay.
I tell you what happened in that summer. In the summer when he was doing his medical in London, he could have turned around to say, "Listen, I'm going to move now. I don't care what Glasner is saying. I'm not staying." And Paris would have let that happen. He just let Glasner come out with.
Shut up, Avi.
It's true.
They said no to him. There's nothing he could have done. There's no time for him to do anything. He was sat there ready to decide. What do you want him to do? Dobby, I know you love the owner's asses and you always like to lick him every so often, yeah. But please don't blame this on Mark Gay.
He was licking Trump's ass
up because of Mark Gay.
Gene? He's moved on from John Henry's ass to Trump's ass now.
No, but
please, I'm just my president, yeah, please,
anyway,
have some respect.
I'm just saying, imagine blaming Mark Gay for this. That's ridiculous.
No, I'm not blaming him. I'm saying that he needs to get off this.
What do you want him to do?
This good boy little behavior, like, I'm going to access myself.
Behavior.
Gay, you should have paid. If the boy's got ambition, if the boy's got any ambition, move now.
It's not up to him.
It is up to him because we know that Paris will accept 25 million now.
You think Liverpool are the only club that want him?
Yeah, I think so.
You think he doesn't have? You think he doesn't have Real Madrid and the big boys going after him?
Real Madrid will not get Gay, and there's no interest from Real Madrid for Gay.
Okay, from sources come Avi. Yeah, nobody's come in because he wants to move to Liverpool.
There was a question to Avi here. Let's go through some supers. I think there we are. Avi, you can read this one out.
Avi, Simon Ecuador na chacha orders ho gaya kidhar hai orders bhai sahab kidhar hai Avi kidhar Simon Ecuador na chacha orders ho gaya kidhar hai orders bhai sahab.
Now you know why I want
your
to
mate Simon, they remember the name.
Shanti rakho,
Simon's
Shanti
the name that he came up that day.
All I
What's
will
He came
say
on
is
show. He goes, "I've got a friend called Simon."
Simon. His
I
name
have
is
got.
Simon. Oh
is
yeah,
that
he's
how
South
he
Simon
said?
American.
Devil.
Is
He's
that how he
South
said?
American.
Well
He's South.
remembered, man. Well
He's
remembered.
South American is Simon, not Simon. Simon.
So what did Simon tell you, Avi?
He's not answered my phone.
Did he give you 10 digits?
He's not answered my phone.
Yeah, you had an ITK that you met on the cruise. He's probably giving you the wrong number.
Is
Can
yeah.
you call him live on show?
I'll do that tomorrow when I'm on camera.
I asked him, by the way, it's not
When I'm on
well.
camera.
He came on. He actually gave us a proper pronunciation of it. It was well.
Anjay. Oh my god. Avi, anything on Ordonez? Digging, shigging?
Sorry, what happened to Asim?
Any digging, shigging on Ordonez or anyone else? Any bombers before we go?
No bombers. I heard about the Uthai Mama of Watford that's being scouted. The Alsa Io of Sheffield Wednesday. I've looked at I've seen reports of that. But there is an Australian kid that we like, Nestroy Irakanda, if that's his name. Plays for Watford. We liked him when he was at Australia, when he was in the Australian league. He is Australian. Went to Bayern Munich. I didn't even know he went to Bayern, but he's been scouted since 15, 16 years old, and he's starting to produce now at Watford. Didn't work out for him at Bayern, but he's just a youngster. Not that I don't know if there's interest now, but he's definitely a youngster that I'll just keep I just keep tabs on. He's got pace to burn. Pace to burn.
And Mane? At
Yeah,
Wolves?
the East LFC Nestroy Aaron Kunda, former Bayern. Yeah, he's the player. He's Australian, but yeah, he's one to just look out for.
And
And
what
look,
about the
Mateus
Mane?
Mane, I think he look. We saw the audition, not audition, but we saw the performance he gave at Anfield, even at United at Old Trafford. Then he scores, what is it, yesterday or the other day? Scores a very good goal. Look, they're going to get relegated. We know that, Wolves. If he's available, you would think that we would be there or thereabouts for him because
Where did
he's a
Wolves get
talent.
this kid from?
I don't know, but he's eligible for England. But he's Senegalese born
Really?
though. I think he's Senegalese born, but he's eligible for England. Mateus Mane. Remember the name. You've been warned.
Okay, there's another super chat. Khalid, big up for sending this through. He asks, does Salah want to stay with Slot in charge in January? I don't think Salah's got a choice now. Liverpool, if they wanted or they were flirting with offers for Salah come January, then I think with
Asim,
this
no links with the
situation,
Menu koi hai? What's going on with that? Very surprised he played today against Arsenal, to be honest. If it
I
was
think
very close, as reports were suggesting last week, you would think that surely you'd sugarcoat him and not play him against Bournemouth. And
true, but if you're City, you might want him to play and affect the game against Arsenal as well.
Okay.
Ali.
No, yeah, no, I
Look,
get that. I get that.
I told you 2-3 weeks ago, Liverpool are not signing Semenyo, and you were surprised. I said he just simply said no to Liverpool. Now there are reports in the last couple of days. I saw some reports on Twitter today as well. I can't remember who was reporting it. I disagree, and they were saying narrative was that Liverpool moved away because he was asking around 180 grand a week. Whatever it is, Liverpool were willing to pay, in my opinion. He just chose City.
I mean, what's the latest with Rodrygo? You tagged me in a post about Rodrygo today. What's all that about?
Oh, it's like tagging your name. Sometimes I like the name Sajad Iqbal, so I just tag
No,
you.
but it was under the Rodrygo. You know, I thought somebody might have rang you and given you some news on Rodrygo.
Just look, if Rodrigo could happen, it would be a beautiful, beautiful January. Let's just wait and see with the Rodrigo. That's all I'll say. I wish you could see my face right now, but it's okay. We'll save that for
I don't need
tomorrow.
to say your face. I know you're a lying bastard, and it's a
We'll
lying
save
bastard.
that. We will save
I
that.
know you're a lying bastard, and it's a lying
We will.
bastard. Face.
We
Oh
will
my,
save that. We will save that for tomorrow.
Avi, can you turn your camera
Tere
on?
maana gemana kher. Aj.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that an Avi bomber?
I know some Rodrigo stuff, but
Ooh.
I'm not going to say anything.
Not to
Come
be,
on,
no,
Avi.
no,
Can you
I have a laugh
can
with this
you
guy.
can you open your mouth and you turn your video on as
He's
well?
already given us a Rodrygo bomber a week ago, didn't he?
Because I know some stuff.
Oh, go on then. I mean, he's eating, yeah.
Go on.
Okay, you're not a lying bastard. Go on.
Real Madrid have openly told the player to find a new club as soon as possible. And they weren't like this in the summer. They've changed their tune in January. Or just in the last sort of month or so with Rodrygo.
So,
So
is it Camavinga or Rodrygo? Or is it both?
January sales, man.
Madrid say liar.
Oh,
Sign all
God.
the players, Avi. Fuck, Avi's going for Camavinga, Rodrygo, anyone
nope.
else from there.
All I've said is Real Madrid have openly told the player to find a new club. Doesn't mean that
Avi,
we're in the
this is
running.
not Liverpool, man.
That does not mean we're in the running or anything, but I'm just saying.
If we do get linked, then you say, you know what? I told you so. You know, Avi,
No, we don't play that game anymore. Look, I'm not an ITK anymore, guys. I'm not.
why are you then?
I'm just chip off the old block. That's
No,
it.
yeah, Fab said he's not leaving in January, man.
Oh, is
Let's
Avi
see.
versus Romano?
Let's see.
Oh, is it Avi versus Romano? I'm going team Avi, bro. Can't let my boy down.
Okay, predictions, boys. Tomorrow, scores.
You go
Avi?
first today for once.
I'll go
Fulham.
first. I'll go first. I'm going 2-2.
I'm going 2-0 Liverpool.
And is it time for Florian words again? Get it, Avi. Come on, behind the camera this on this occasion.
Liverpool 2-0 tomorrow. I fancy us tomorrow. I fancy it.
I'll be honest.
Is Iwobi fit?
I'm going for
He's
a
at
nil-nil.
AFCON, man, you idiot.
I'm
Oh,
going.
okay.
I can't see you
Alright.
scoring tomorrow, so I'm going for. And I don't want to say we're gonna lose. So
Would you lot
nil-nil.
would you lot take 3 points from the next 2 games?
No, I want 4.
Good, yeah. Have you seen how shit we are? And you're taking 4 points.
Avi, yeah, come on,
You're a
man.
fucking idiot. No, he's an idiot, though, isn't he? He's an idiot, though,
but
isn't
you
he?
said, but you, Avi, you're
He
the
went
one
for
that said
Ben.
to us,
He
we're
went for
beating
Ben.
Arsenal.
He went for Ben. He went for Ben on Wednesday. He
You're the one who said we're
bombarded
beating
Ben. Yeah.
Arsenal.
He went for Ben, and now all of a sudden, no, I want 4. Korea,
But
do you know
Avi,
where we are?
you're
I
the one
want
who
4
said,
points.
Avi, but you're the one who said we're gonna beat Arsenal. So you should be like, okay, that's fine.
That's what I said. Would you, like, I'm happy with 4. I
He
can
goes-
say it. He has no
Because
right to
I've
say
got a
4.
good feeling about London.
He has no right to say 4.
Look, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I can't. You know, look, going by this, and if Wirtz doesn't play tomorrow, I think it's gonna be a 0-0.
Would you take that though?
I don't think I've ever predicted a 0-0 in my life at Liverpool since I've supported Liverpool.
But Gene, would you say that's okay? That's a good result then?
Shut the fuck up, result. You think a 0-0 is a good result? Liverpool, yeah, this is the problem. Imagine saying a 0-0.
Avi would take a 0-0. I could tell.
Imagine a 0-0 in a good
Asim,
result.
you know what? Asim, you know what? I would take a draw tomorrow because you know why? I know we're beating Arsenal on Thursday. I know we're being laugh all you want, ridicule me all you want. I will put it on the Twitter sphere tomorrow as well. We are beating Arsenal on Thursday. Watch, it's gonna be an ugly game where we do them.
By the way, you know
No,
the poll.
Avi.
By the way, before we go, Asim, the poll: does Gakpo start tomorrow? Does Slot start Cody Gakpo tomorrow? 85% of people say yes.
Wow.
So I think people.
Avi, it's just set pieces, man. I fancy Arsenal scoring every single game on a set piece.
I know, but look,
It's ridiculous, man.
Can I ask you both a question, a legitimate question? If Slot gets us, and I didn't get a chance that day, if Slot gets us top 4, say we finish 4th and an FA Cup, does he get the summer and then the season after?
It's a good question because Avi, I believe the players at Liverpool are eyeing up the ones that they've had some talks with their representatives. That is one question they're asking Liverpool. What's the sketch with the manager? It's a very good question. What was your question again? If he wins something,
If we win something with the football that we're playing right now, say the
yeah,
football hasn't improved, if we get top four and we get
yeah.
an FA Cup, does he get the season?
They is it a good season?
No, does he get next season
Yeah,
as well?
he does. Not for me. Like as in, if it's my decision, I think Liverpool. If he doesn't need to win a trophy for me. If he gets top four Champions League football,
That alone.
Liverpool are not sacking him.
Okay.
In my opinion, there was some talk about it on the. I think it was a BNR thread, and some guys were saying that with the style of football that he's playing at the moment, if he carries on, regardless of getting the Champions League football, Liverpool will make a change. I beg to differ. I beg to differ because I don't think he wants to. In all fairness, I don't think he wants to play this football. But he was saving his job. But although I still think he went too far with it, I don't think this is his long-term plan to play football like this. And let's be honest, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable.
Chinaman?
Yeah, I look.
If he wins a trophy,
If a manager, Avi, I think look, if he gets his top four, wins a trophy this season, and he plays shit football all the way to the end, I think a lot of it's going to depend on who's available. If you said to me Nagelsmann's available in the summer, I fucking want him gone.
do you think they'll get rid of him, Gene?
Not on the basis of that.
I don't think the owners are going to get rid of him.
Yeah,
I'm surprised people are putting Nagelsmann out there.
Because he's a good manager.
No, he's a good manager, but he's very, very direct in his approach. He's very front.
He's not. He's obviously a straight up type of manager. That's how.
And I don't think that'll go down too well with Richard Hughes or Michael Edwards.
Yeah, but then nobody's going to go down too well. You need honest. So then you might as well leave out the likes of Enrique and Xavi and these guys. You think they're going to get? Enrique's going to get told what to do from fucking Richard Hughes. With respect, fucking Enrique, he knows what he's doing. Do you get what I'm getting at this? It's not just about we're just going to get yes men until they're there. If we're honest, you got to allow these managers to put their footprint on the team. Because Enrique is elite manager. He's an elite manager, so you have to allow them to do their thing. They got rid of Mbappe. Man went and delivered. They were obsessed with the Champions League. The owners throw billions here, close to £1 billion on just trying to get Mbappe to sign contracts. Bro, man delivered a Champions League without him. A year after. That's what you call a manager, bro.
Okay.
So I think a lot of it is going to depend on who's available. And I agree. I think it is going to be yes men, decent managers, but I don't try and get the elite. That's why I think we're going to stick with him.
Fair enough.
TK, that's the wrap. Anything else, boys?
No, I see that we have actually made a signing, haven't we? That Astri in the centre back.
I've not got around to check him out. Have you checked him out?
No, I've not seen him myself.
6'5"
at the age of 18.
Yeah, he's been fucking 7 foot by the time he's 21.
Chillo, we might get some set pieces when he starts playing.
You know what I hate? That when we buy these defenders like 16 years old.
Did Avi say this as well? I'm sure he said 72.
No, that wasn't me.
A lot of shit.
I never said that.
He said some shit like this.
You've frozen. Gene, you've frozen.
No, I was probably pissed out of my head if I was saying stuff like that.
6'6" at the age of 17. Wow.
I did I know you two, and gladly you don't
drink.
You don't drink. We did a little so they gave me the charges of how many drinks I had on the cruise on the final day. They do like a receipt in 16 days. I had 97 rum and cokes.
Toba. And how many do you need to get
Those were
pissed?
Those were double rum and cokes.
And how many do you need to get pissed?
To get on a good level, you know, per day you can have like 4 rum and cokes per day. But I don't know what average that looks like. But yeah, I had 96 rum and cokes doubles.
Toba.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like Gene froze and we'll call it a day.
And hopefully everyone Look, everyone hopefully had a happy new year, a safe one, a blessed one, and wishing all the chat, every single one of you guys, all the chats, all the ones that have subscribed, all the ones that haven't, make sure you have subscribed, all the ones that give me a lot of trolls and whatnot. It's all love, but make sure each and every one of you has honestly a safe and blissful year, because times are changing in the world, Asim. And I just want to make sure that everyone that's on this journey with us is on this journey with us for a long time. So always keep blessed and keep shining, and yeah, just go and get the bags this year.
Avi, any more bombers that go wrong for you, the chat might kidnap you.
I'll be in the country soon enough anyway.
One more super chat from lad llad.7181. Been very, very kind, sending 3-4 super chats tonight. Big up, brother. He says, I presume it's a he, sorry. Well, it does say lad in the name. He's got a year left on his deal. Think he'd go, to be honest. Tiga, let's see what happens. It is very interesting, but I agree with the general sentiments of the chat that I still think yes men get a bit more time.
Asim, I've got a bomber.
Oh, gone. User says we love you, we love you, Chip. We love you too, man.
Anthony Gordon is on Liverpool's radar for the summer. Not that I'm a fan.
What the fuck is that?
But he's on the radar.
That's not a bomber, man.
He's on the radar.
This is why I say you're a lime basket, innit?
That's all I'll say.
Do you get me? This is why I say you're a lime basket.
That's all I'll say.
See?
You know what?
Gene, I can only say if I've been told you don't want to do
the no, you do not. You're fucking. You think you're told. It's all in your head. You think somebody's messaged you. Listen, you think you're told this, and you lay it out.
If you think it's all in my head, I should be in a psychiatric ward. If you think I'm that,
you're not far off it, bro. You need it. Don't give Joe. Anyway, Avi, you know what, Asim, he's right. End the stream because this guy talking shit, and I can't be asked talking for another 10 minutes about this guy.
No. Ask him where he got that news from.
Okay, where did he get it from? Go on.
Obviously, I've been speaking to someone at the Newcastle Chronicle. So, yeah.
At least he didn't say Newcastle Telegraph or something. At least he knows the Chronicles from the north. Oh my God.
Avi, I'm surprised you knew they've got a Chronicle up there.
Avi?
So selection. Selection's been coming for me for a long time.
It's been coming for me. Selection, voices in your head. That's exactly
selection. Be careful, yeah. Be careful. In the streets.
Newcastle, you know what, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're just a funny bastard.
Look at Alex Salary's comment.
I know. Oh, sorry, man.
Look, I told everyone on New Year's Eve, it's all theatrical and drama, yeah? You just gotta go. You just gotta play the game, guys. You just gotta play the game.
Chalo.
Guys, make sure you join us for our watch along tomorrow.
Watch along tomorrow, 100%.
Make sure you 2:30 UK time. We will be on. That's when we'll start. I think Asim's doing the show beforehand as well. So make sure you join us.
Okay, people. Until tomorrow, Fergie time, super chat. SJ says, yeah, that's not a bomber. That's a what? That's a what?
The Mark Fadiga.
That's the Mark Fadiga. Oh, okay. We gave you the lineup predictions. Quickly, we just went with Kirkez, Frimpong at right back, although Gene disagrees. Verge, Kanate, Gravenberg, Curtis, McAllister, Soboslai on paper at right wing, Ekitike and Cody Gakpo. So those are the predictions. Okay, people. Thank you very much. We'll catch you tomorrow. Take care and good night. Bye for now.